YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Move the screen a little bit so it's not in front of the camera. Vincent's back, so I'm gonna try it out and see if she'll be quiet. I just fed her, so maybe that'll keep her mouth busy and she won't make annoying noises. So I'm Autumn Beckman. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I have my mini Pochette. I'm trying to frame her in it to show you. I've had this for a year now, so I wanted to do a 1-year review. And I've got some notes here next to me, so I'm going to be looking down, referring to those so I don't forget anything, because there are several things I want to talk about. And let me give you a little bit of an overview. I want to talk about why I wanted this in the first place, what I use it for, or how I use it, the wear and tear and how I store it, and tips on getting one because they are hard to find now. Let's start with the dimensions. So it's not a perfect rectangle. It's thinner on the top on both this width and here. So this way at the top, the longest width is a little more than 5.25 inches. And then at the bottom, from corner to corner, it's a little more than 5.5 inches. The height is the same all the way across because it doesn't bow at the bottom, it's flat there. And the height is 3.5 inches. As far as the depth here, trying to get Vincent in the frame for those who are interested. The depth here, it's 1 inch wide on the bottom and 1/2 inch at the top. I measured the strap drop, that is 6 inches. And then I also, if for any reason you wanted to hang it like this, from the inside of that U-ring, the clip there, to the mini Pochette here, so not just the chain but including the tab, it is 14 inches, and then all the way to the bottom corner here, that's 20 inches. If you wanted to wear it like this over your wrist, this gives you 6 inches to work with. So the reasons I wanted this, first of all, I just thought it was really cute. It's a little mini bag. I love the chain on it, and instead of it having a vachetta strap, I thought that gold was just such a pretty little accent. I thought it could be multi-use since it does have the chain that's detachable where you can put it here and wear it as a wristlet. And I thought I could also attach it across here and wear it as a mini handbag, or I could have it as a pouch inside of another bag. And the main use that I was thinking of for this was to use it as a pouch and put my keys inside of it. My keys, I don't have them in front of me here, but they're, let me pull out a card. So here's a little card I have from a cookie shop. My work keys are attached to my ID and another card that I use to get into the building. So they don't just fit in a little key pouch or clay. They're bigger, so I needed something bigger to put my keys in. So they would fit in here really well. They do fit in here really well. And then my regular keys for home and my car and all that, they're kind of bulky, so that also fits in here very well. And I wanted to have some kind of pouch to put my keys in so that the inside of my bags didn't get dirty and scratched up from the keys. I've been using this for that purpose for about a year now, and the inside is still perfectly clean. In fact, the whole piece is perfectly clean. There are no scratches, there's no dirt that I can see. It still looks brand new. I found right away that it was not good to use as a handbag for me. It's just too small for me. I've seen some people use them, like give them to their little daughters, and they use them as a handbag. That's cute if you want to give your kid a $300 item. Personally, I don't have kids, but I probably wouldn't do that. But I know there are plenty of people who do. Whatever you want to do, fine. I do find that it is the perfect key pouch for me. That was the use I wanted it for, and that's what I've been using it for, and it works absolutely perfectly for that. As far as wear and tear, when I look at these on the Preloved market, there are two main things that I see. One is that the vachetta tab tends to be very dark, and the corners here and here are frayed and like dented in. So I've been careful to keep this out of sunlight for the most part. So when it's in a bag, it's out of sunlight, or if I have it outside of a bag, like at home on my desk or something, I'll cover it so that the light from the windows doesn't get in, or I'll put it in its dust bag and put it away in the closet. But it's usually in use. unless I'm using a really small bag that I'm just taking the minimal things. Another thing that I see that gets damaged on these bags is the gold finish will rub off and the metal will get really tarnished and chipped, especially on the zipper pull there. I haven't really done anything to prevent this. I don't know that there is any way to prevent it other than not using it. So yeah, mine just hasn't, in 1 year, mine hasn't had any of that damage. The chain still looks perfect. It's not tarnished at all. When I store it, I just keep it in the dust bag. I don't stuff it with anything, and I generally have it standing up like this between some other pieces, not crushed. I'm careful not to crush it. Sometimes I'll lay it down like this in the dust bag, but generally it is standing up. And one thing I've found with this too, when I did try using it as a handbag, is my iPhone 6 does fit, like just barely gets through the top, but it does fit. And there is still room for a couple of just really minimal things, essentials. So you could, if you wanted to use this as a mini handbag, it just doesn't work that well for me. I tend to carry a few more things, and I just don't think it looks right on me being so small. So as far as acquiring one, I got this a year ago. It's actually a little bit more than a year ago for my birthday, and it was maybe 2 months before my birthday, but the boyfriend and I were at the Galleria and we came across this, and this was at the point where canvas was, I was just hearing all these rumors about Louis Vuitton starting to not carry so much canvas anymore, and things were becoming very hard to find. Even on the website, they're always sold out and things aren't in stores. Just canvas was very limited, and apparently that's gotten more and more to be the case, where it's harder and harder to find things. So when I saw this at the store, it was something I knew I wanted for my birthday, and usually I don't ask for things 2 months before my birthday. But when I saw this, knowing all that, and it's a made in France piece, which is on a more common item like this in the Pochette accessoire and the Speedy and the Neverfull, it's a little harder, I have found, to find the made in France pieces in the States. They tend to be the made in US pieces, at least in my experience. So when I found this piece and it was there, it was available, I knew it would sell out quickly. I knew it would be hard to find again, and it was made in France. I asked the boyfriend to go ahead and buy it for me for my birthday. So he did, and I didn't get it right then, waited until my birthday to get it. But yeah, I'm really glad I asked for it. So that's how I got mine. As far as you getting one, it's just going to be luck getting one in the stores. Maybe you have an SA who can find one for you. I've heard that's getting more difficult, that they're putting more restrictions on the SAs. I don't know how true that is. With Louis Vuitton, they're so inconsistent with customer service across the country and apparently across the world too. So one SA might be able to get anything you want, while another one can't get anything at all. Can't do anything, can't make any exceptions for you. If you don't have an SA that can find one for you, what I've heard is the best thing to do is to just stalk the Louis Vuitton website if you're looking for a brand new one. These, I think they go for about $325 now. I think when I got it, it was $310, so there was a little bit of a price increase. The other way to get one is to go to the Preloved market. Now there you run into issues with quality and with price. So again, what you tend to see are the darkened vachetta and the worn corners. The darkening of the vachetta doesn't bother me because it's going to happen anyway over time, but the worn corners, that personally bothers me some. So that was one of the reasons that I preferred to have a new one, and the tarnishing on the hardware. The other problem with finding those Preloved is that since they are in higher demand now because they're harder to find from Louis Vuitton, the prices tend to be higher. The monogram is going to be typically the least expensive to find. The Ebene and the Azure ones are going to be more expensive, generally speaking, than the monogram. So it's really just you looking and doing research and You know, it's not that you're going to be able to go find one immediately on the Preloved market. You have to go every day to the sites. I've listed the sites that I use below if you want to check any of those out and look for these. Often you're going to end up paying more than retail for these, unfortunately. So you just have to decide how much you're willing to spend on it. I happen to have my passport here, so I thought I'd see if that fits in case it's perfect. In case you're traveling and wanted to know if that would be a good travel item. And then here's my iPhone 6. So that fits in there perfectly. And then you could do a little clay. I've got a clay out here. You could put some cards, cash, attach your room key. So just in case you're wondering, that would be perfect little, very minimal bag if you wanted to carry something this small as your bag. Wasn't really planning to do a what fits, but since I had that stuff on the table, I thought I'd try it out. All right, well, that is really all I have to say about the mini pochette. I'm very happy to have it. I'm lucky to have it. I think it's just a lovely little piece for exactly what I wanted it for. It's worked perfectly as my key pouch, and there are definitely other uses. I'm not a big clutch fan, so I don't really use it for that. There's a dog on the floor whining because it wants to get to Vincent here. But yeah, that's about all I have to say. I really don't feel like I've babied it, but it's still new condition. So I'm very happy with how it's worn, and would definitely recommend this piece. So that's it. All right, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And remember to hit the like button if you like the video, subscribe if you haven't done that already, and click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post a new video. Hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.